Emily, do you have the same feeling as me that this contrast works really well? Let me explain. The contemporary smooth forms of your sculptures in contrast with the extravagant late Baroque setting?
Yes, I think the two actually go very well together, because it is a garden that is built in a long time ago that still breathes the time from when it was built because of the architectural different levels. And then of course the sculptures are representative of a different era and of the next era, well, let's say the Renaissance and the Baroque. And then if you add something that is very contemporary with more simple lines, it is like the garden is open also for whatever is happening now in the world. And I like the extended value of contemporary art in this way, and therefore it's not only that it is that's also always with monumental art that you place somewhere. It always takes the surroundings with it, and because, for instance, you look at Equanimity, and behind you see the Baroque sculpture, the two want to be seen. One asks to look at the other one. So you never look at one thing if you look at a monumental sculpture, but in a garden like this, you immediately look at everything and you see the context.
The sculpture Equanimity is like a symbol for this exhibition in the Garzoni Gardens in Collodi. Can you tell us something about your Equanimity project?
This is Equanimity is a sculpture that is indeed part of a project. It's not just a sculpture that I make, sell, and that's it. But this is something that we're doing together. It will be a public art project, public art symbol, icon for the region, for a region in Tuscany. It will be placed on a hill at a private fattoria just outside of Volterra. The symbol behind the sculpture, the meaning of the sculpture is, well, the title is Equanimity. The meaning of that word is inner strength and balance. If you look at it carefully, you can see that it is a question mark upside down, reversed. So it plays with the questions and answers of life. How do we stay in balance, in equilibrium? Placed on top of the mountain, sort of overlooking the hills there. It is a place that will strengthen the meaning of the sculpture, and at the same time the sculpture will be a way to show the natural beauty of the landscape that is there, of the Tuscan. It's surrounded by the cypress trees, so it's very much like it blends in and yet it stands out on its own. The reason why it's a collective art project is that I'm selling the same small sculpture, and all the proceeds from the small sculpture will go to financing the large one. So it's something that we're doing together. It's not something that I'm just doing by myself. And this is because the symbol, the signification of the sculpture is important for all of us, and public art is public anyways for all of us.
The style of sculpture that you create can be located well both inside and out. What do you prefer?
Well, they are different when they are shown inside or when they are shown outside. And of course then we're talking about the dimensions. Of course the sculptures for inside are usually smaller, although I do have some monumental larger size pieces also for inside. Then they find themselves usually on the floor, laying down. There is a lot of, most of the sculptures I make first in smaller versions, and they are usually used for people that buy them privately or in companies for inside. And then the larger ones, well, they go to a different dimension. because a larger sculpture, so therefore they have my preference. And it's a natural thing to go from a smaller one to, I always envision the larger version of it because you get the whole context and it's more of an integrated sculpture that goes with wherever it is constructed, and that also that idea of where it will be placed grows along with the creation of the sculpture. I never want to be destructive though in a landscape or in the place where the location where I would place a sculpture, but I'm very much charmed and always looking for the right synergy between the inner space, the internal space, the external space, the spiritual space, which becomes more of a role, which plays a larger role in monumental, outside landscape art than when it's placed inside.